Let me summarize my argument to you this evening. Under the momentum of globalization, the world is opening up, and at an astonishing speed. Old boundaries of culture, identity, and even nationhood are falling. The 21st century world is becoming ever more interdependent. In this world, religious faith, crucial to so many people's culture and identity, can play a positive or a negative role. Either positively, it will encourage peaceful coexistence by people of faith coming together in respect, understanding and tolerance, retaining their distinctive identity, but living happily with those who do not share that identity, or it will work against such coexistence by defining people by difference, those of one faith in opposition to those of a different faith. In this context, interfaith action and encounter are vital. They symbolize peaceful coexistence. And that is my primary argument, and it's directed to people who have religious faith and people who have none. However, I then go further and argue that religious faith is a good thing in itself, that so far from being a reactionary force, it has a major part to play in shaping the values which guide the modern world, and can and should be a force for progress. But it has to be rescued on the one hand from the extremist and exclusionist tendency within religion today, and on the other, from the danger that religion and religious faith is seen as an interesting part of history and tradition, but with nothing to say about the contemporary human condition. For me, I see faith and reason, faith and progress as in alliance, not contention. You know, one of the oddest questions I get asked in interviews, and I get asked a lot of questions, is faith important to your politics? It's like asking someone whether their health is important to them or their family. If you are someone of faith, it is the focal point of belief in your life. There is no conceivable way that it wouldn't affect your politics. But there is a reason why my former press secretary, Alistair Campbell, once famously said, "We don't do God." In our culture, here in Britain and many other parts of Europe, to admit to having faith leads to a whole series of suppositions, none of which is very helpful to the practicing politician. First, you may be considered weird. Normal people aren't supposed to do God. Second, there is the assumption that before you take a decision, you engage in some slightly cultish interaction with your religion. So God, tell me, what do you think of city academies or health service reform or nuclear power? I.e., people assume that your religion makes you act as a leader at the promptings of an inscrutable deity, free from reason rather than in accordance with it. Third, that you want to impose your religious faith on others. Fourth, you are pretending to be better than the next person. And finally, and worst of all, that you are somehow messianically trying to co-opt God to bestow a divine legitimacy on your policies. So when Alistair said it, he didn't mean politicians shouldn't have faith, just that it was always a packet of trouble to talk about it.